Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. It's day 8 of the Blueprint Live experience. Welcome, everybody. Thank you for joining me. I know it has been a time. I'm super excited that you all are here with me. Thank you for being with me throughout this whole period of time. Y'all, I just lost my light. That's what happens when you're live. Like it literally just said, hey girl, I'm out of here. Anyway, day 8, like I mentioned, I'm very excited that you all are here with me to join me. We have spoken about a number of things these 8 days together. We talked about the WealthCare framework, how we are making sure that we are positioning our wealth care in the forefront of our lives and our businesses. So our emotional, spiritual, physical, and financial health and wealth. We also spoke about creating profitable revenue streams in our business. So leveraging things that we already have in our businesses to make more money and to shorten that sales cycle. We spoke about the importance of leveraging AI in your business so that you can duplicate yourself and your efforts and also reduce the amount of time it takes for you to make money in your business and take a lot of the stress off of your particular plates, right? Taking it off of your plates. You want to make sure that you're not overwhelmed and burnt out, because when we are in that space or that capacity, we are unable to show up as our best selves. So we spoke about that as well. And now we're going to be speaking about key performance indicators. Why do we need to have key performance indicators? We need to have them because they drive our business. They help us understand what we need to do in our businesses. They help us understand how we are measuring success in our businesses. They help us understand if we are on track for our goals, whether they be revenue goals, whether they be company goals, as far as hiring, achieving your particular missions outside, the community, or the amount of people that you plan to help or bring into your fold to support. We also think about things like shareholders. If you happen to be responsible for reporting to shareholders or giving them the information that they need, you want to make sure that you have key performance indicators for that as well. Now, what I would love to do is start to dive in here and talk about those key performance indicators. We need to understand what they are, how they serve us, and how we can be the best that we can possibly be and show up in our business. For those of you who have not joined me before, my name is Patrice Malloy. I am the affluent CFO, aka the financial fairy godmother. I am here to support you in your transformation from founder to profitable, sustainable, scalable CEO of a growing enterprise. That is my job. My job is to set you up for success, to empower you with the tools, the resources, the guidance, the partnership, and the knowledge to make sure that you are reaching your goals in your business so that you are able to live the life you desire and support your customer base and your clients in the manner that which you desire. Okay. So with that said, I would love to just go ahead and get started. I'm checking all the things. I'm making sure that I am live. Everyone can see me as we're speaking and chatting. If you're unable to see me, please do let me know. I am looking at a couple different places, just so we know. And I do want to make sure that I am able to connect with you if there is something that is missing. Alrighty. All right, y'all, let me just make sure I'm live because I see that I'm having some troubles here. If you see me, please do let me know. Please do drop something in the chat so that I'm aware of what's happening. I tell y'all, you just try to be great. You just try to show up and do what you're supposed to do. And people try to stop you. Things try to stop you. It's crazy to me. Anyway, I'm going to keep going. And I'm hoping that you're able to see me. And if not, then we're just going to have to put this bad boy on a replay later on. All right. So let's go ahead and talk about what we came here to talk about. We open this up by saying that we're going to speak about key performance indicators. Okay. What we need to do is make sure we identify what those are first and foremost, right? We need to understand what those key performance indicators are for our business. That's going to help us move the needle in our business. That's going to help us go to the next level, et cetera. And then we need to understand how to reach those goals. So let me pull up my handy dandy workbook. This, like I said, is day 7. We are talking about, thank you, Miss Jade. I appreciate you. We are talking about those key performance indicators. Let's open this up with this. We want to get one thing straight. If you are not measuring key performance indicators, you are not managing them, right? If you're not measuring the success of your business, you're not managing the success of your business. These are the metrics that matter. These are the ones that tell you if your business is on track to hit those juicy goals, right, that we have set out for ourselves at the beginning of the year, or depending on how you operate, if it's in those 12-week years, right, quarters, which is how I operate. These tell us if we're hitting those goals. Or it will also tell us if we need to pivot faster than a cat on a hot tin roof. You'll like that, how I threw that in there. All right, why this matters. KPIs are like the GPS of your business, and they show you where you are in relation to where you need to be. They also show you how far you've come and then what's still ahead. Without these KPIs, you were driving blind, and with them, you're navigating straight to success without detours. Now, let me just preface this. There's always going to be something that happens. We've got our knowns, our unknowns, and our unknown unknowns. However, when we have these key performance indicators in mind, we understand where we need to go, and then we put plans in place to make sure that we were able to reach those goals if we hit those bumps in the road. Okay? This is our exercise today. So we're going to have a KPI identification. We want to identify the top 5 KPIs that matter most for your business. If you have a product business, one of the things that you really want to focus on is something like customer acquisition cost. How much does it cost you to bring a customer into your store or on your website in order to purchase something from you? If you're running ads, what does that cost you? And does it make sense in relation to what you're selling it for? Based on what it costs you to actually bring that customer into your store to make a purchase, do you have a profit margin? Is that profit margin enough for you to actually be profitable, or are you losing money? So we need to start thinking about those things. Are our profit margins where they need to be in order for us to hit that margin based on our industry, our niche, etc.? So that's why we want to start putting these into place. Once you pick them, you want to make sure they align with those CEO blueprint goals. So these are our goals that are going to get us to where we want to be in the next 12 months, right? 6 to 12 months, actually, really, because we want to make sure that we can adjust if something happens. And then what's going to happen in that next 3 to 5 years timeframe that we set as well, right? We want to be intentional about scaling our business and thinking about what's going to happen in the future and what we need to put into place in the future to hit those goals. The second thing we're going to do is set those targets. So for each KPI, you want to set a target. Where do you want to be in 30 days, 90 days, 6 months, 3 to 5 years? We need to make sure they are real. Write them down, make them plain, make them real. We want to focus again on making sure that there are smart goals or targets, right? Do they make sense? Can we reach them? Are they measurable? Are they time bound, right? Are they realistic goals? If we're just starting a business, are we going to make $100,000 in the next 30 days? Maybe, maybe not. If not, let's, readjust that to something that's maybe a little bit more realistic. We can, onboard 3 to 5 clients at $10,000. That's 30 to 50K, right? You're a third to halfway there. So let's think about those things in these types of terms. We're going to create a tracking system. So you're going to choose a system to track your KPIs. So it could be a beautiful dashboard. I have an incredible client who creates dashboards. If you're interested in that, I'm happy to connect you. Or you can do something like leverage a simple spreadsheet. Go in Google spreadsheets and track them as well. Whatever you do, you want to make sure that you're tracking them and you're referring to them on a consistent basis to make sure that you're actually achieving those goals. And then you want to refine them, right? You want to make sure that once we've gotten these KPIs, we're tracking them, we're measuring them, and we're making the tweaks necessary to actually get to our goals. We continue to monitor them throughout the process. By the end of the day, you will have your KPIs locked in and loaded into your blueprint. They're going to give you a clear, measurable path to success, and you're not just setting goals. Remember, this is not just an exercise in futility. We want to make sure that we're doing something that's going to move the needle in our business, and we're going to make sure that we can achieve that. With that said, let's go ahead and get to this exercise, y'all. All right, we're going to go ahead and switch this out, get to the actual exercise. I want to make sure that you can see this. So I'm adding this to the presentation. What I'm also going to do is make sure I put this into the link so that everyone can see it. And you can go ahead and make your own copy and start working on this, because this is important work, ladies and gentlemen. We need to make sure that we can see these things in action in real life. All right. And leverage them to grow our business. All righty. Here is the document. Please let me know if you are able to if there is a problem, accessing it. And while you start to pull that up, give me 1 second so I can adjust my light. All right, you guys are magnificent. Thank you for allowing me to fix my set. Right? Something happens, you just got to keep the party going, you know? It is what it is. So I'm back. Thank you so much. All right, y'all. We're going to make this work. It's going to be amazing. Okay, we're back. Let me pull this up. So I'm checking and making sure that everybody can actually access this. I don't see anything in the comments stating that otherwise. All right, I don't. Let me just check this too. Excellent, excellent. All righty, I'm here. I'm so excited. Okay, y'all. Whew. So this is what I'm calling our kick-ass KPI identification process. Okay, you can call it what you want. This is how I roll. We're going to be talking about why they matter again. So they are not just numbers, they are the pulse of your business. They're telling you what's working, what needs tweaking, and where we should focus your energy to drive the most impact. When we wake up in the morning, we want to focus our energy and effort into things that are going to move the needle. What's going to make the cash register ring? What's going to make our cash, and our bank account sing? What are those things? If they are not income producing activities, we don't need to focus on them. We need to let somebody else handle those for us. Okay. We need to make sure that we can do that. Otherwise, why are we in business, right? We're not here for play. We're here to build businesses and create financial legacies that'll stand the test of time. All righty. When you're tracking the right KPIs, you're not just managing your business, you're mastering it. So this resource is going to help you guide you through the process of identifying those KPIs. And then we're going to focus on helping you step into your power as a profitable CEO. Okay. What we need to do is understand the core areas of your business. That is step one. So before diving into creating these specific KPIs, you need to take a step back and look at your business holistically, right? That is the whole theme of this experience: holistic growth, holistic health, wealth, WealthCare. We need to consider core areas. Revenue generation, that is the most important, quite honestly, because again, if not, we have an expensive hobby, and that's not what we signed up for. We need to make sure we understand how much money our business is making. Customer acquisition and retention. I think a lot of people forget that we need to retain the current customers that we have. That is the easiest way to generate income instead of having to go out each and every day and look for new customers who are cold audiences typically, right? Because then you have to nurture them. You have to warm them up. You have to get them to know, like, and trust you. And that cycle can take a long time. It could take 3 to 12 months to get somebody to buy from you. And we don't have 3 to 12 months. We need to do things quick and dirty. Okay, so again, make sure you're paying attention and loving up on your current customers and clients. We need to identify how we're tracking and keeping those as well. Operational efficiency. How effectively are you managing your resources and your processes? Do you have the cash flow that we talked about? Do you have the ability to sustain business and operations for 3 to 6 months in the event that sales don't come in the way that you expected them to come in? Are you able to pay payroll if you do have people that you have hired as full-time employees? Or can you pay your contractors or your subcontractors or the professionals that you need to help you grow your business? Financial health. What does your bottom line look like? We talked about that too, right? What is our profit margin? What is our bottom line revenue at the end of the day? So after we've had all our income come in, we've deducted all of our expenses, what's left? Is that enough for you to meet the financial obligations that you have every month in your household? Is it enough to pay for fun, right? We talked about that fun account, that freedom account. Is it enough for you to start investing? Because we need to invest as well, right? You can't save yourself to wealth. So we need to start thinking about those things. And then employee performance. How is your team contributing to your business goals? Typically, when you hire somebody and you bring them in, you want them to have at least a 3x return on investment. Meaning, if I'm hiring somebody for $50,000, right? The expected return on investment should be $150,000. Are they bringing $150,000 worth of sales, clients, customers, engagements, contracts, retainer fees, all the things into your business? A lot of times we don't think about that either, right? We need to make sure that that is an actual return on the investment that you're making. You're there to grow your business. That's why you hired a team, okay? So think about those things. Each of these areas will have different KPIs that reflect your health and effectiveness. So I really want you to start thinking about that. Again, these are kind of the 5 core areas of your business: revenue, customer acquisition and retention, operational efficiency, financial health, and then employee performance. If you're the only employee, are you bringing in what you're supposed to be bringing in, right? Are you identifying clients that you can support that are going to 3x what it is that you're paying yourself? If not, we got some work to do, boo, right? It is what it is. All right. So now that we're starting to think about those areas, we want to identify those KPIs that matter the most. Not all of them are created equally. Again, we want to focus really, really, really on that revenue generation and customer acquisition and retention. I know you see those 2 bad boys at the top of the list. That is where we need to focus the majority of our attention, quite honestly. Okay. The key is to focus on the ones that are truly driving your business forward. And here's some real life examples just to kind of pinpoint the right KPIs. And this is what I'm leveraging. When we talk about revenue growth rate, here's an example. If your business goal is to scale rapidly, track your revenue growth rate. This KPI measures how fast your company's revenue is increasing over time. A steady increase indicates that the growth strategies are working. A sharp increase would indicate the same, but it also says to us that we need to put some foundation in place. We need to put some systems in place so that we don't crash and burn. If it's going down, right, we understand that what we're doing is not working. We need to really get intentional and set our mindsets on how do we reach those goals? How do we reach those revenue goals? Do we need to increase our pricing? Do we need to restructure something that we currently have? Do we need to increase our prices when it comes to contract submissions? Do we need to start thinking about a retainer, collecting 3 months or 3 to 6 months worth of funds up front in order to do the work for the people? So you really need to start thinking about those things. We need to be able to be very, very, very aware of what's happening as far as revenue is concerned. It matters because it shows the effectiveness of your sales strategies and your market penetration. A lot of times we hear that the market is oversaturated. There's too much happening in the coaching space or consulting space or speaking space or whatever. But the reality is, if you set yourself apart as the number one person that does what you do, the market is vast, right? It's a blue ocean, not a red ocean. Or I don't know, I might have that switched. Anyway, it's the ocean in which you are the top dog, right? You don't have to worry about it being oversaturated because you understand the assignment. You understand how to reach and connect with people. You understand how to support them and solve their issues and challenges and problems. How do we measure this? It's the current revenue period minus the prior revenue period divided by the prior revenue period. So if you made 100,000, okay, that's fine. Let's get a little bit more down to earth. Say you made $20,000 last quarter. All right, Q2. Q3, you're on track to make $40,000. So what you would do is essentially take that $40,000 minus that $20,000, which is $20,000, and divide it by $20,000. That's 100%. So you essentially doubled what it was that you made, right? You doubled. So we need to start thinking about it that way. How do we increase our revenue month over month over month, quarter over quarter over quarter, year over year, et cetera? So be very mindful of that information. When we're talking about customer acquisition costs, if you are running ads or you're familiar with that, terminology, it's for a business that is focused on scaling through customer acquisition. It's crucial. This KPI measures how much you're spending to acquire a new customer. Again, if you're running ads or even if you're, hiring somebody, that is cost that you've acquired to make sure that you can bring more people into your ecosystem. How much is that costing you? And what is the return on that investment? We need to be very, very mindful of that information. If you're losing money, then you need to change something up. The strategy, the people, the process, the procedures, the creative, if it's an ad, the content, whatever. So we need to be mindful of those things as well. Let's go ahead and move to the next piece of this. Here's why it matters. When you lower your customer acquisition costs, it means you're gaining more customers more efficiently, and you're freeing up resources for other areas of growth. Remember back in the day when it used to cost like maybe $10 to acquire a customer and people were like winning, right? Because even if they had a $17 product, they still had a $7 profit margin based on that $10 acquisition, right? Now it can cost you upwards to, a couple $100 to acquire a customer for something. So if it costs you a couple $100 for a product or service that might only be $100, you're losing money on each customer that you've acquired. So you need to think about that. That says to me, I need to raise my prices. I need to identify ways of maybe implementing organic, uh, lead generation efforts into my business so that I don't have to pay as much money in ads. It also says to me, now that we're losing money on this, we need to change up everything. Let's increase the price of that particular product. Let's double the price, so at least you're breaking even, right? So you need to start thinking about these things, having these kinds of conversations with yourself so that you understand how to move in your business. When you're measuring this, it's the total cost of sales and marketing divided by the number of new customers acquired. Okay. Say it cost you $500 to run ads for a couple of weeks. You were able to acquire 10 customers. Yay, right? So it's typically about $50 a customer. Now, when you think about that, how much is your service or product? If your service is $2,500, you're winning because that's only a fifth of what it cost, right? So you're essentially having a 4x return on what it is that you're selling. So think about that. You need to have your profit margins in a set area where it's going to be beneficial to you and your business. We don't want to be running a business that's, in the red all the time. We don't want to be running a business that's just breaking even either. It's a lot of work just to break even. You're still robbing Peter to pay Paul, and we don't want that for you. So think about those things. Customer lifetime value, CLTV. If you have a subscription-based or a repeat-based business, CLTV is a must-track KPI. So you do social media marketing, right? And you have people pay you on a monthly basis to retain you, essentially. You need to identify how much it's going to cost you to keep that person. It measures the total revenue of a customer is expected to bring over the course of their relationship with your business. If you have a 6 to 12 month program, the expectation is that over that 6 to 12 months, they're going to bring in $5,000 to $12,000 maybe, depending on how you set your prices. So you need to be thinking about that and planning as well, because the money isn't actually yours until it's in the bank account, right? We have contracts, we have payment plans, installment plans, all the things, but until it's actually in your bank account and you can see it and it's tangible, you really can't count it. So you want to have buffers for those instances as well. Why does this matter? A higher CLTV means your customers are more valuable, indicating strong product market fit and customer loyalty. If you have repeat customers, that is a huge win. Remember, we opened this up with saying, if you don't have to go out and find new customers every day, every week, every month, every year, you're winning. You're leveraging the customer base that you already have. You're nurturing them. You're loving on them. You're giving them access to new things that you have coming up. You're allowing them to come into the fold and help you make decisions based on what you're going to release next, etc. You're giving them all the feels, and that's making them want to stay with you on this ride. So you want to start thinking about those things as well. Profit margin. Every business should keep an eye on their profit margin. We talked about that unapologetically. I will say it until the cows come home, until y'all get tired of me. Focus on that profit margin. This is the KPI, that tells you how much profit you're making for every dollar of revenue, right? In my particular niche or industry, we want to look at a 40 to 50% profit margin, at least to start off. As you start bringing on team members, that decreases a little bit. So maybe, 40 or 35%, and then decreases. But the reality is, as your particular team grows and they're bringing in that 3x, return on investment, your revenue is going to grow as well. So you have to be mindful of what that's going to do for your particular pay, right? Your salary, if you're an S Corp, et cetera. And then what that does for the profit margins, what that does for your saving, investment, et cetera. So you have to think about all these things all the time, quite honestly. I highly recommend you think about them sooner rather than later, so you have a game plan. But the reality is you need to be thinking about those. How do you measure this? It's the total revenue minus the total expenses divided by the total revenue. So that gives you that margin. All right. And then the NPS, the Net Promoter Score. So this is all of the social proof, right? This is the customer satisfaction. It is the key to your business as well. And it's a great indicator of how you're doing. It's measuring how likely your customers are to recommend your business to others and to return as repeat customers. If you haven't started to implement in this business, I highly recommend you do. It doesn't have to be fancy. They do have AI-powered tools that you can leverage. You do have the ability to create a Google form and get the insight and information. You can get on the phone and ask them, how they feel about working with you, et cetera. But you want to make sure that you have something to track that as well. Because if you don't know where, the challenges or inconsistencies are, there's no way for you to enhance your business and overall enhance that client experience, right? You don't want people to just stop working with you and not tell you why. Ask them these things. Next, we're going to prioritize and set targets. And I do want to give you some time. So please let me know if you have not been able to start kind of like crafting your KPIs in your business, or you haven't had an opportunity to really start thinking about them. I'm going to give you a couple more minutes just to start thinking about that as we continue to move on, because we're going to then prioritize what they are and then set those targets. Okay. All right. All right, y'all. That was my couple minutes. So let's start to dive into this next session. Prioritize and set targets. Once you've identified the KPIs that matter, right, the ones we identified in those 5 core areas, we want to prioritize them based on your business goals. Not every KPI is going to be equally important. So I want you to focus on the ones that are going to drive the biggest impact in your business. And we need to make sure that these are realistic key performance indicators. Focus on short-term goals. What do you want to achieve in the first 30 days? These are your quick wins that are going to help you see some of that success and keep that momentum going. Midterm targets, those 90 days, so that that 12-week year, right? Working in those quarters. These are key milestones that show the progress towards your larger goals. And then those long-term goals, so 6 months and more. These are the big picture goals that align with your CEO blueprint. So again, we're going back to the blueprint and the vision. What do we want our business to look like ultimately in the next 6 to 12 months, 3 to 5 years? So we're breaking it down essentially 30 days, 90 days, 6 months, 12 months, 3 to 5 years, right? Think about that. And then we need to make sure that we are implementing our tracking system. How are we going to track these key performance indicators? Well, we have somebody create a beautiful dashboard for us. Maybe you're gifted in that area and you can create a dashboard for yourself to track it. There are tools, like for instance, the tool called G-Econ. You have LiveFlow that are going to help you pull your financials into a dashboard and then help you create reports that are beautiful. You can use Google Sheets and then Illustrator to create dashboards. There are a lot of different ways to do it if that's your zhuzh or your jam. Otherwise, you can just track it on a spreadsheet in Google Sheets so that you can share it with your team members and everybody kind of understands where you are and where you need to be. All right, so think about how you're going to do that as well. And we want to just make sure that we understand that your KPIs are only as good as your tracking system. So you need to make sure that you choose a system that works for you. Dashboards. So we just started talking about dashboards, but here's some more tools. So Tableau, which is something that we've used in corporate, Power BI, Google Data Studio, that's what I was talking about, that offers visual tracking of KPIs. So you can make it pretty if you want to. You can color code, do all the things. The spreadsheets that we talked about. So for a more hands-on approach, Google Sheets or Excel. The problem that I see, I don't even want to say problem, the challenge sometimes that comes with managing these things manually is that they're more prone to user error, right? We have fat fingers, we key something incorrectly, and then everything is skewed and you're working towards incorrect data, which essentially messes you up, right? If there was a huge monkey wrench in your operation. So you want to make sure that everything is accurate, real-time data, so that you are actually marching to the right drum. Automated reports. So CRM systems like Salesforce or HubSpot can generate regular KPI reports, keeping you informed without extra effort. You can also leverage Go High Level, ClickFunnels, Kajabi. I believe Kajabi is as well. But some of those systems that you're housing your products in, your services, your courses, whatever that might be, allow you to do these same things. And they're tracking it for you on a daily basis. So leverage the tools that you currently have. You don't have to go out and buy a whole bunch of new stuff, but leverage what you have right now. See how that works for you. As your business grows, you may need to shift a little bit, which is perfectly fine, right? But at least you have something that you can leverage and refer to as your authoritative source. Remember, we love our data. We love our data. We make decisions based on our data, which leads us to step 5, which is make those data-driven decisions. So now that you have those KPIs set and you're tracking them to make those informed decisions, we need to identify if you're meeting your targets. If not, we need to start digging into that data to find out why. What did we miss? What did we not implement or execute the way that it should have been implemented or executed to reach our revenue goals? Do we need to hire somebody else? Do we need to train more? Right? We want to bring people up to speed. We want to set them up for success by having all the resources and tools that they need at their disposal to get up to speed and do things the way that you have expectations set, right? Create that job description, talk to them, create your Loom videos or your reference documents to make sure that people can use those to do the job the way you want them to do it. A lot of times we hire these virtual assistants or other people, on our teams, and we don't equip them with the tools that they need to succeed. And then we get mad because we're doing the work again, right? And it's like, well, why did I hire you? The onus needs to be on the CEO. You are the person that is leading the business, and you need to lead your team and staff as well. Ouch, right? I don't know who that was for. Could be for me. But you want to make sure that you're doing those things. We can do a couple of examples, okay? If your customer acquisition is climbing, it might be time to tweak your marketing strategies or focus on higher converting channels. What do we mean by this? If you are maybe on Instagram, you're running ads or you're using automations or whatever to bring in customers, and the cost of that starts to increase, it could be a couple of things. It could be the marketing, it could be the messaging, it could be the audience that you are, driving towards these ads. It could be that your people are not on that space. It's possible, right? If you're more of a professional service, you do something like, accounting or consulting or D&I, it will probably be more beneficial for you to focus on things like LinkedIn and potentially Facebook, right? Because that's where our people are. Go where the people are. That's how you have the most success. And what I highly recommend, quite honestly, is starting organically first before you start putting money into ads, because there's no point into putting money into an ad that's going to take people to a platform that they don't even hang out on, right? A lot of people on Instagram, TikTok, and those things are there for entertainment and fun and to let their minds go and not to focus on anything that's business related or strategic or analytical. Not everybody, obviously, because people are killing it on those platforms, but you need to be mindful of what you need your people to see and where those people live so that you can get that information to them. You can indoctrinate them into what it is that you do, how you can serve them, how you can support them, and educate them, on their problems. Some people don't know that they have a problem yet. They don't until they see something and they're like, okay, I see what she's talking about. So again, be mindful of those things. Focus on going where those people are. Here's another example. Here's an adjustment. If your profit margin is shrinking, evaluate your cost structure and identify areas where you can cut expenses without sacrificing quality. When I'm working with my clients, we do both of those, right? Cut expenses that are unnecessary, increase our pricing strategy. Intelligently, obviously, intentionally, strategically. And we look at that by saying, is the profit margin that we're expecting here in the way that this is currently structured or priced? One thing I highly recommend too is not to do hourly pricing, because it takes much longer, if you think about it, to do a lot of these projects and proposals and services. If you're a service-based business, what people are paying you for is your expertise, your experience, your education. They're paying for the shortcut. So don't do yourself a disservice by pricing it at a level that does not align with who you are, what you've gone through, what you know, what you've done, right? So think about that too. Focus on making sure that profit margin is there in the pricing structure, and that you're not going to resent your clients because you don't feel like you got paid enough to do the work that they brought you to do, right? That's our fault. If we don't price it appropriately, that's our fault. We can't be mad at them. Think about those things. Again, we talked about this being a quick win exercise. So as you're finishing up this exercise and you've identified those top 5 KPIs, you know exactly what you want to track. You've set your clear targets. You have specific measurable goals, 30, 60, 90 days, 6 months, 12 months, 3 to 5 years. And honestly, if you need more time, I highly recommend you taking more time to do this. This is a serious exercise. You're going to start to see things shift and light bulbs come on when you do these exercises. And again, we said we need to implement that tracking system. You need to be ready to monitor your progress on a daily basis. Facebook has dashboards, if that's what you're leveraging. Instagram has dashboards. LinkedIn has dashboards. If you can see this, everything is starting to move towards that analytics dashboard piece. They want to help you track your data. They want to help you make informed decisions based on that data. Can't get away from data, y'all. That's what you need to use to drive your business forward. When you're looking back through this exercise, I want you to remember that you're not simply setting goals. You're turning them into realities, right? If I'm saying I want to hit 30K in the next 90 days, what do I need to do? If I have an offer, that's $3,000, that means that I need to onboard 10 new clients. If I have a close rate on my sales calls of 50%, that means that I need to have at least 20 calls, right? But wait, since not everybody shows up at the scheduled time, things happen, life happens, people get cold feet. We need to have additional calls on our calendar because we need to account for those people that may not show up. So I probably need an extra 5 to 10 calls on my calendar just in case to meet my sales goals. So think about these things. It's not just a one-to-one rule, right? You have to have that buffer as well. Some weeks we might have a really good conversion rate. Other weeks, maybe not so much. So think about these things strategically as we're having our sales conversations, as you're reaching out and connecting with people, as you're offering value and letting them know how you can support them. And then also letting them know that your door is open when they're ready to work with you. Do a collaboration call. Understand what's happening in their business. Do a short consultation and say, this is how I can help you. I'd love to set up another call to go into this a little bit more deeply, but this is just for us to connect. This is for me to understand who you are, who you support, what you do, and let you know a little bit about what I do in return. All right. When we have our KPIs locked and loaded, you're going to be equipped to make powerful, data-driven decisions that will drive your business forward strategically and intentionally. I don't know if you've noticed this, but it's sprinkled throughout all of the documents, all of the conversation, strategically, intentionally. We don't want to do anything haphazard. We don't have time to play games, right? We don't want to just guess and point and hope that it's going to land where we want it to land. We need to choose an ideal, strategic, realistic target and be intentional about how we're going to hit those targets. This friend is where you transform from a founder of a business into a powerful CEO. So let's make it happen. That is my desire for you. Like I mentioned, the whole point of this experience was for you to take these exercises, these concepts, methodologies, frameworks, etc., into account and start to put them into motion in your own business. I want you to see success. I want you to see what it's like to hit those milestones, to celebrate yourself, and then set the next goal because you already know that you were able to hit that prior goal. Okay. So I'm going to give myself just a hot little second to take a sip. And one thing I also thought about doing, y'all. So I did some of the artificial intelligence stuff yesterday. And I know that's one of those kind of like hot topics. What I'd actually like to do, I think, is just do a little bit more of the AI stuff. How do you feel about that? Are y'all cool with that? I just want to show you something else that I think might benefit you, especially for those of us who are running ads. We're trying to understand the metrics. You're tired of trying to come up with concepts and content and all the things. I would love to give you another tool that's just going to support you in that effort. So let me go ahead and click on something real quick. I want y'all to see this. I want y'all to see this. All righty. This particular application or software, it's called Aider. I believe it's Aider. It's AITER. Okay. And I'm going to share this with you because I want you to see what happens. So for instance, you can try it out for free, by the way. But if you want to get the results, and all the information and all the, the upgrades, obviously you're going to have to pay for it. It's fairly inexpensive. So play with it and then go ahead and see if that's what you want to do with your life. I highly recommend it because it will be helpful to you. Let me go ahead and share my screen real quick. And please do let me know if you're unable to see it. Let me remove this baby from the stage. And let me go ahead and share my screen. All right, ladies and gents, this is what I was talking about. It's called Aider Pro. For those of you that have ads that you're working on, or you're trying to figure out if it makes sense, or you even want to, have some help with your organic content generation, this is a really cool tool that you can leverage to do that. It says one-click AI ads, strategy, and content generator. As you can see here, you can input a URL, excuse me. So if you have your website that you want to put up there, you can have it scan your website, give you information about it, and help you create content based on that. Alrighty, manual input as well. So you have the ability to just copy and paste information that you want support with as well. So say you have a new offer that you're thinking about, putting out to the market, right? We talked about doing quick offers, getting that feedback, understanding if it makes sense and if it's a viable offer in one of our earlier days in the experience. So say you want to do that. Say you want to have, let's see, help me create a new offer for a coaching program. The goal is to have, let's say, 15 women enroll. The features and benefits. What do they include, y'all? Do you have anything good that you want to see in your next program? Let's see, one-on-one coaching. How about that? One-on-one coaching sessions. I can't spell. Coaching sessions. They have a community space to collaborate and connect. There is what? Office hours. We've got expert trainers that come in and support our people. We have real-time implementation sessions. What else do we have? Do I see anything in the chat? Y'all got something you want to see in this offer? Going once, going twice. Let's say we have an annual retreat. And the opportunity to be featured come on, y'all. You know how people watch you type and you can't type all of a sudden? This is that. All right, so let's get our results and see what happens. So this is generating our campaign details. So again, if you want to create an ad, this is going to generate that information for you. There's something else I really want to show you. Remember we talked about earlier on in this about the objections, being able to understand the objections of our audience so that we're able to answer those questions head on before we get on those sales calls. All right. So this is what we get. These are our results. So you have the ability to have Facebook ads. So this is giving you text and image ideas for this. It's giving us 5 unique and engaging Facebook ad sets for the coaching program crafted to attract 15 women to enroll. This is our headline. So empower your path today. It's a transformative one-on-one coaching experience, personalized coaching designed to elevate your journey. You can join a thriving community of women ready to lead. And here's the image concept they're saying. It's an image of a diverse group of women gathered around a glowing light bulb, symbolizing shared ideas and inspiration. Come on, y'all. With a soft sunset in the background representing growth and new beginnings. That took us all of like 2 minutes, right? To input into the actual system. This is giving us our head start. If you don't love it, you can regenerate it. If you like it, you can tweak it. If you're like, this is great, copy and paste it, child. Do what you need to do. All right. Let's see another one. Connect and collaborate. Join our exclusive community. Find your tribe. Who doesn't want that? Engage in enriching discussions and support each other on your unique journeys. This is where collaboration thrives. It's giving us another image concept. A creative illustration of women connecting through a network of colorful threads, with each thread representing a unique skill or story weaving together a vibrant tapestry of community. That's poetic, right? So that's what I wanted to kind of show you here. So it's giving you some ad content and copy that you can leverage. If you love it, go ahead. Turn your dreams into a reality. Join our real-time implementation sessions and watch your goals take flight with expert guidance. You also have the ability to kind of change some of the language, but that is a paid, functionality and upgrade. But you can change the way this sounds. If you want it to be fiery, saucy, spicy, you can do that. If you want it to be more professional and lend to a different type of crowd, you have that option as well. But this is just giving you some information and insight and letting you know that there are tools to help you expedite your process. This doesn't have to be a 6-month process, right? We can put this in our 30-day goals. Create content that is going to appeal to my ideal audience. That's a really good goal. And then you can schedule it. Schedule it in Canva. We don't have to spend hours and hours and days and weeks on these things. Not now, right? We've got the tools. All right. So again, you can regenerate that if you want more Facebook ads. Let's try something else. Let's say we wanted to do a strategy. These are the most common objections your audience has to start using your amazing, undoubtedly, product or service. Y'all, we talked about this. What are those objections? This is going to give you a head start on what you need to do. High cost. The investment seems too steep for my current budget. Time commitment. I'm concerned about finding the time to participate in all of the sessions. Really? Well, here's the thing. We record our sessions, so that'll allow you to catch up at your own pace, right? Uncertainty about effectiveness. How do I know this coaching will actually lead to a noticeable improvements? Limited personalization. Will a coaching session truly address my unique challenges and goals? Skepticism towards virtual sessions. I'm not sure if virtual coaching can be as effective as face-to-face interaction. Okay, well, let's talk about it. Fear of vulnerability. And that happens a lot of times in these coaching programs, right? We're very proud people. We don't want to leak all of our mess onto other people and have them in our business and have them judging us and thinking, what's going on with this girl? But the reality is, if you're going to be in a coaching type of relationship, we need to be vulnerable. We need to be able to talk about these things so we can create strategies and plans to move forward despite what's happening. Okay? I'm apprehensive about sharing my personal struggles in a group setting. Community engagement. What if I don't connect with other participants or the community feels disengaged? These are objections that you can start to hit head on. Create your content around these things. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, I've got a coaching program coming up that I'd love to reveal to you. These are some of the things that I have involved in the program. This is what's unique. We have retreat accessibility. It's an annual retreat that's going to be convenient for you to attend because we have payment plans. We have, rooms available that we're going to block off for you. We have an agenda or itinerary that we will craft for you. All you got to do is show up, right? So have these tools in your arsenal so that you can show up as an authority in your space. Objections. So again, we want to make sure that we understand what those objections are, create content, marketing, have our conversations ready to meet these people head on when we're dealing with these things. Yes, 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 and yes. All right, let's try one more thing because again, I want you just to see. Oh, they might not let us. Hold on. We got the sign in, ciao, but I want y'all to see some of these other things. So you've got the LinkedIn, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, blogs, SEO, right? If you're a writer, if you love doing that, you have the ability to do these things as well. And then you can save as a PDF, once you log in and once you join. But just set yourself up an account on Google so that you can kind of see what's going on. All right. Does this help anyone? Is anyone like, yes, now I've got a tool that I can leverage to create my content, my strategy, my marketing, and I don't have to think about it all on my own. We talked about leveraging voice of the people as well to identify what some of those challenges and objections are, right? Connect with some of your colleagues and identify what their folks are dealing with. Connect with some of your competitors and see what is happening on their pages. What are their customers and clients saying? Do you have a resource, a system, a service, a product that will help them deal with those challenges that you can offer to them? And I'm not saying by any means go and gouge people's customers, but listen to what the market is saying. Leverage other people's market for your market research. That's a great way to speed this process up. We don't have to do things one by one by one, okay? And wait for the results. You can do things that are fast and dirty and tweak. Fast, dirty, tweak. I guarantee you, you're going to see success much quicker. Because here's the reality. If it works, congratulations, that's great. Keep pushing, pour the gasoline on it. If it doesn't work, we knew sooner rather than later. And now we can tweak it. Now we can find out what's going to work for our people. Now we don't have to spend hours and days and weeks and months and all the things trying to put something in the market that nobody wants. Y'all, one of the things I hate most in this world, and hate is a very strong word, but I hate wasting my time because it is the most limited resource that we have, right? We cannot create more time for ourselves, at least not in the physical sense. So if something is not giving me what it is that I want from it after a certain period of time, after I've tried everything that I could, it's time to let it go. It's time to revisit something else, right? So be okay with shifting. Be okay with pivoting if you have to pivot. Only you know your business. Only you know what your goals are, what you're capable of. And you know if it's truly working for your people. So if you have to make that change, make the change. It is what it is. I think a lot of times too, we get too tied to the fact that the business is what we want it to be when we first started. But as we've evolved, the market has changed, customers have changed, the buying cycle has changed, the need for certain things has shifted. We need to be able to evolve with that as well. A business that was amazing, 5 years ago might not be as applicable or profitable right now. That's okay. Things tend to come back, right? We work in cycles. History works in cycles. So maybe it'll come back in 5 years. And since you already did it, you know what to do. So just be mindful of that. We don't have to stay stuck in one area. We don't have to stay stuck in one business, offering just one service. Do what makes your heart happy, what brings you joy, and what you know can support your ideal client or customer. Fair? All right. I want to thank y'all for spending this time with me, for being with me these 9 days. And then we had kind of like a bye weekend where you were supposed to catch up if you had the opportunity to do that. Congratulations. If not, you still have time. I'd love for you to go through and do those exercises like I mentioned, because they are going to help you shift your business. Okay. Period. Do the exercises, you'll see a change. I also wanted to show you a couple of those AI tools that you can start to leverage in your business to get to where you need to be quicker, more efficiently, more strategically. So that was this. Yesterday, we went over a couple of those things as well. And I would just like to close up again by saying thank you. I appreciate you for spending this time with me. You didn't have to be here. You could have been anywhere else. I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing my screen here. But what I would love to do is just one more time go through what Femme and Fortune is for you all. If this is your first time with me and the first time hearing it, Femme and Fortune is what I'm inviting you to join me in. It is an experience as well. It is an extension of what's happening here, what we've done for the past 9 days. All right. Femme and Fortune is where wealth and wellness collide. It is a 12-month immersive program and experience designed to transform your hustle into harmony, your stress and a strategy, in your business into a badass empire. It is for the unapologetic, ambitious queens who are tired of playing small and ready to claim their throne. And I just want to ask you, are you ready to unlock the life and business of your dreams? And let me go ahead and just drop this in the chat. I know people are saying that they may not be able to see it. Let me go ahead and do that for y'all now. All right. Can I put it down? Okay, here we go. Shoot. I had it yesterday, y'all. Let me find it. Oh, my goodness. Okay. In the interim, I'm just going to keep it going. But that's what you can expect. In Femme and Fortune, you'll experience community. All right. We talked about community, how important it is to have somebody to support you, connect with, collaborate with, especially as entrepreneurs who are solo entrepreneurs or who may be working in a silo. It is so important for us to be able to get out and connect with other people, because it's already challenging to run a business when you have a large support system. When you don't have a support system, it's even more challenging. And I don't want that for you. My desire is that you're able to connect with people, collaborate, find people that you can expand your business with, find people that you can partner with to grow your business, to grow your visibility, your audience, your engagement. That's one of the points of being able to be in community. You will have those monthly interactive trainings. So, like we've had these 9 days together, we will dive more deeply into the WealthCare framework, the 3P framework, which is powerfully positioning yourself for profit, and then the 4 pillars of prosperity. We're going to look at the foundations of your business. We're going to analyze them, strategize on how to take them to the next level, optimize them once we've identified how to strategize appropriately, and multiply your money, your quality of life, your time, your investments, all the things, your joy, your mental health, emotional health, spiritual health, all of those things. Tactical execution. So we're really going to work together. We're going to do these exercises together to get some momentum going, right? We want to see these things happen in real life, in real time. We've got the resources and the templates. We don't need to start from scratch, right? I've already gone through a lot of these things for you. And what I want to do is extend an invitation for you to leverage some of the tools that I've created to help you really quantum leap your business growth, to help you get to that position as a powerful CEO much quicker than I did. That is my desire for you as well. Here's a couple testimonials. If you were with me yesterday, you've seen them. Joining Finn and Fortune was like adding jet fuel to my business. I want you to have an opportunity to read through these. So once again, when I find the link to this, I will drop it in the chat as well so you can reference this. It can also be found on my replay site, so go ahead and check that out as well. A couple more exclusive features. We have dedicated time for implementation. So we've got office hours. If you need to ask questions, if you need to have me look at something, we'll tweak it and then we'll rerun the play, right? We're going to keep running it in an iterative state until we get to where we need to be. We'll tweak it, we'll rerun it. That value is 10K. Actually, it's much more, if I'm being quite honest. Exclusive Q&A and office hours. So again, you can get your burning questions answered in real time. You can join us for intimate Q&A sessions as well, where we'll dive into your specific challenges, offer tailored advice, and ensure that you have everything you need to keep that momentum going. A value of 15K. More testimonials. My business is more profitable than ever, and I finally have the clarity to lead with purpose. Thank you, girl. That's beautiful. Our investment options. So the total value of this whole community program, experience, expertise, etc., is $100,000. Easy. A painful investment is $18,000. And then you do have the option of paying monthly membership fees of $1,800. But just do keep in mind that the bonuses that I'm going to go over next do not apply to the monthly memberships. This is only for pay in full participants. And as you can see here, I've got the banner. This is where you can join. A couple more testimonials. Before I met Patrice, I was overwhelmed by my financials and constantly burning out. We don't want that for you, girl. That is not where we want to be. Let's see. I'm scaling effortlessly while staying aligned with my purpose, which we love, right? It makes it much more easy when we are aligned with what we're doing. We'll skip that. These are your supercharged painful bonuses. We have an unapologetic affluence wealth strategy session. This is a 90-minute one-on-one wealth strategy session with me. We're going to go through your financials. We're going to understand where you are, where you need to be, and put a plan in place in order to do that. We're going to talk about things like paying yourself appropriately and in alignment with your experience, expertise, people in your industry, your location, etc. We're going to help you put that into place and make sure that your financials are in order and make sure that you understand how to read your financials to make informed business decisions. We've got the CEO Blueprint Bundle. So you're going to gain instant access to the bundle. It's a collection of resources, templates, and tools, just like what we've gone through, but more advanced to help you take your business to the next level, a value of $7,500. VIP access to the Feminine Fortune Mastermind. You will join an exclusive circle of ambitious, like-minded women in the Feminine Fortune Mastermind. This is a space for us to talk about things that are a little bit more elevated. What do we need to do to reach that 7-figure mark? What do we need to do to position ourselves for scale and sale? What do we need to do to put money aside to hire team members? How do I open up a new location? How do I get increased inventory? These are the questions that we talk about and other things, right? How do I live the life I desire, even though I'm trying to build this business that's going to be the financial legacy for my future? You have access to that. A couple more testimonials. Patrice's Feminine Fortune program is a masterclass of financial mastery and CEO mindset. I appreciate you for that. Why choose Feminine Fortune? Because my desire is for you to step into your unapologetic brilliance. Because you deserve this. Your future deserves this. And this is not just an investment in something, that's not going to work out for you, right? This is an investment that's something that's worthwhile. It's going to take you to the next level. I want you to stop dreaming and start doing. Let's stop talking about what we're going to do in the future and let's actually start putting these things into play right now. Let's see the movement and momentum. Let's start to see the revenue come in. Let's start to see us restructure our pricing. Let's start to see us command more authority with our audiences and with our ideal clients. I also want you to make your desires a reality. When you join Femme and Fortune today, we'll make you wealthy, rich, opulent, AF dreams a reality because we're going to put a plan in place for you to get there. These are the links to the monthly membership and the annual membership as well. They're also scrolling at the bottom of your screen. I've never experienced such a rapid transformation in my business until I joined Femme and Fortune. Patrice's frameworks are next level and the results speak for themselves. Thank you. We've got some additional painful bonuses. Like we talked about some of the AI stuff today, we're going to have our AI alchemy unfold. You will gain access to the most innovative and cutting edge prompts, tools, and resources to increase efficiency, streamline operations, and increase cash flow ASAP. This is your secret weapon to leveraging AI in a way that's practical, powerful, and profitable. You will also get a tax planning session with me. Q4 is coming. I want to make sure that you are preparing yourself strategically to keep as much money as possible in your financial ecosystem instead of paying it to Uncle Sam in the form of taxes if you don't have to. Obviously, we pay our fair share, but we do not want to pay a cent over that. So you will get a tax planning session, which is valued at $10K. I start at $10K, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be given to you as a full pay in full member as a bonus, okay? We're going to help you maximize deductions, minimize those liabilities, and ensure your financial strategy is as tax efficient as possible. We'll make sure that we've gotten an idea of what those estimated tax payments should be, if you've been paying them or not. How do we set that up to make sure that you're, in compliance with what is expected of you from the IRS? And that's what you'll get. So your journey starts here. You'll join Femme and Fortune. We will implement those strategies and the methodologies and frameworks and the work, and then we'll achieve your dreams. You're going to watch as your hustle turns into harmony, your stress into strategy, and your business into that badass empire you've always desired to have. A couple more testimonials. Femme and Fortune is a game changer. Thank you. What betting on yourself looks like. I just want you to see this. You see how happy these women are? We talked about the total value being $100,000 plus, quite honestly, worth of transformative content, resources, and support. And you get me. If you hire me as a fractional CFO, it's going to cost you $100,000. Just so you know. So you're getting me without having to pay for me the way that some other people do. All right. Again, your investment is $18,000 for those who pay in full, and lucky those bonuses that we just went through, and then $1,800 per month for the monthly members. And your return on investment is going to be priceless. The transformation in your business, in your wealth, and your overall quality of life, you can't put a price on that. I mean, you really just can't. You will be able to have the impact, the profit, and the lifestyle you desire because you built a sustainable, scalable business that supports your dreams. Who else offers that to you? Who can support you in that endeavor? So think about that. I just want to thank you once again. I appreciate you all for being here with me, for taking the time out of your days and out of your schedules to connect with me, to respond with, the chats and all the comments, etc. I appreciate you. I just want to say one last time, this is your invitation to build an innovative, impactful, and profitable breakthrough business, and you can join here. So again, that's the monthly membership, and then we've got that annual membership. With that, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to say goodbye to you. I hope you've enjoyed your time here with me. I'm considering doing maybe like a pop-up to see if there's any questions I can answer, if there's anything else that I can share with you that's going to bring value and help you make that shift in your business. If there is, please do drop me a line on the chat, send me an email, do something to let me know that that's what you would like, and I'll go ahead and do that for you. If nothing else, I appreciate you. Again, thank you for being here. This is to your unapologetic affluence. I cannot wait to see what your business does in the next 30, 60, 90 days, 6 months, 12 months, and beyond. All right. Take care, everyone. Have a fantastic day. Bye.